All right, welcome back to Millennials Live. Today we are going to be talking about debt collections because apparently there is some fraud going on with debt, and I'm here just to showcase, not really showcase, but just bringing some awareness to it. All right, so this comes from the FTC regarding debt collection complaints, a broken system ? So debt collection complaints are surging across the country, and the surprising truth is most of them aren't even about real debts. Jeez. Through June of 2025, the Federal Trade Commission logged nearly 279,000 complaints nationwide, only in America. Almost 6 out of 10 reports came from people saying that they didn't owe the debt at all. That suggests a problem isn't simply about the consumer avoiding their bills, which I know some of you guys are, but always make sure that it is your bill though. Instead, many cases involve mistaken identity, inflated balances, or even completely fake claims. Jesus. This raised a serious questions. Are collections simply making sloppy mistakes, or is the system structured in a way that pressures people into paying money that they never owe? Now, if somebody ever contact me and say I owe the money, I'm gonna make sure, like, okay, how do I owe you money? Like, you need to prove to me. I'm not finna just hand you money over. I'm not sure where you got my number from. Most likely, I'm not even gonna pick up that phone call. I'm like, I don't recognize this number. So, and Apple does a great job with this. Scam likely, or basically, if I don't recognize your number, you better send me a text message, because I ain't finna call you back. I ain't finna say, who is this? You better send. You called me. That's how I feel about it. All right, so here's our key findings. So far in 2025, the FTC has received, 278,789 reports, averaging more than 1,500 complaints every single day. Whose job is to review all this? Because that's a lot. Okay, 1,500 every day? Now, that's just doing math, like, for average. So some days it may be 2,500. Some days it may be 5,000. So, Jesus. Okay. Out of those, nearly 164,000 involved debts that weren't owed, or claims of abusive and threatening collection tactics. Let me tell you something right now. Collection agencies are not government agencies. They are irregular individuals. That's like if I loaned you money and I say, hey man, you owe me money, you can basically say, who are you? I don't know you. They're regular people. You don't owe them nothing. They're not entitled to anything. There's a term called privilege. Do not give them information. Information is very privileged. Don't give them information. If they call you and say, hey, we're looking for who? You be say, who's this? Like, I don't know who you are. Send me a letter in the mail. I don't know who you are. You just calling me. I don't know. If you work in collection, I'm sorry, but just do your job, log what you need to do. But like, I'm not gonna willingly give you money. You need to prove to me before I give you money back. I'm sorry. That's just how it is. Especially if you got a certain accent. I probably shouldn't have said that, but oh well. So let's break it down. The age breakdown tells another story. Younger adults are disproportionately filing these complaints. Hey, see, Gen Z, I'm so proud of you guys. So 19 and under, ages 19 and under, nearly 14,000 reports. From ages 20 to 29, about 11,000 reports. Ages 30 to 39, more than 7,600 reports. After that, the numbers dropped significantly among older consumers because they'll not use technology. That's all. The pattern could mean younger people are being targeted more often, or that they are simply quicker to report issues online. I do, but I don't leave reviews sometimes. If you're a bad company, I'm not trying to help you out. I'll help you fail. But if I notice, like, okay, they're a good company, I want to help you guys out, I will leave a review or file a report just to let you guys know. But you guys are filing a report to the FTC. You're doing the right way. Boomers is saying like, oh, okay, you did a horrible job. I'm just going to cuss the CSR out, which they had nothing to do with this. They're just doing their job. So that the fact that Gen Z and younger millennials are actually going after these companies through government agencies is fantastic. See, you boomers are just stupid as hell. If this is your first time here, you're gonna notice that I have a very great disdain for boomers. It's a very common theme here, and if you follow this channel long enough, you will see why. So what's clear is that this trend isn't new. Complaints have remained high every single year since 2020, showing that this is a long-running issue, not a temporary spike. Wrongful collections can have devastating consequences. Yeah, they can. Let's see what they say. They aren't just annoying phone calls. They can damage credit scores, block apartment rentals, or even result in wage garnishment. The last part I don't agree with, wage garnishment. Yes, they can, but most companies don't do that. I would say if you're like, it's fairly new. It's very rare. Mostly, it has to be like some sort of government agency. I would say like a court. A court would do that for sure to garnish your wage because it's easier and it's less of a hassle for them. But regular companies, I say your best bet is to file a 1099-C. Take that as a loss, so you can deduct that on your taxes, and then the person who actually owes you money, which is why I don't reply back to debt collectors, but they can just send you a 1099 because they should have your social security to loan you out money. So they should send you a 1099-C, and what that does to the debtee is that they should recognize that as income. Both the IRS has it, so it's audited, so they can just say, hey, you didn't report this as income, but you must report that as income. So the collector gets to take a loss deduction, and the person who actually owes the money must include that debt owed as income for that year. So I don't know why you guys don't go this route. Maybe because y'all scamming the most. All right, so let's carry on. With 6 in 10 complaints tied to debts that shouldn't exist in the first place, the problem looks systematic, and the burden falls hardest on younger consumers, who are more vulnerable to medical bills, student loans, buy now, pay later services, and outright scams. And also, I think because we are more willing to put our personal information online, even though you say, oh, this website's secured, they're selling your information. I know they are, because I have a fake phone number that I use specifically for just like for online shopping, and they always contact me. I'm like, okay, because my personal cell phone number, which I already give out, I get no phone calls on there, besides people who I don't want to speak to at the time. Debt collectors often argue that complaints are misunderstood. They claim that many are duplicates, timing disputes, or simple errors in communication, not outright fraud. Well, how do you know if these are duplicates? I think you're talking out your ass because you want to cover your ass. All right, so shut the up. That's how I feel about it. But the volume of reports tell a different story. Exactly, shut the up. If hundreds of thousands of people, that's more, it's a lot of people, feel they need to file a complaint every year, there's clearly a deeper structural failure. And again, younger people tend to report more, but older people, because they're so slow using technology, they don't want to report it. This raised a fundamental question. I agree with this question. Who should carry the burden of proof? Should consumers have to prove they don't actually owe the debts, or should collectors be required to prove they're correct before beginning the collection efforts? Well, I think that would solve a lot of scams going on if you kind of prove like, hey, no, we have this. You should have got our social security number to get this loan. Am I right or no? Because they always ask for that, date of birth, some former signatures. The burden of proof should be on you. You are a business. This is how you make your money. And if you buy, I know a lot of you guys buy debts. Have this be requirements when you sell debts. Don't just sell debts because the fact that there are hundreds of thousands of complaints, you say these are duplicates. Guys, you money hungry. No, you need to do your due diligence. All right? Because no. That debate goes to the heart of the U.S. credit system and whether it is designed to protect businesses or ordinary citizens. Let me tell you this: I'm pro-business, but business corrupts. Let's just say that. Debt collection remains one of the top consumer pain points in America, and the majority of complaints aren't about dodging bills. How I feel about it is you need to send me a letter so I can verify that. I'm not finna pay you over the phone because you say, hey, you owe me money. I need proof. What? Yeah, for what, when, where? You should have that all on record. Majority of complaints aren't about dodging bill, but rather about innocent people fighting to clear their names. Exactly, because you're gonna come after me, you're making an accusation towards me. You need to prove that I did this. We live in America, and I understand this isn't the judicial system, but maybe y'all should take some notes from that. I'm innocent until proven guilty. I don't owe money until you show proof that I actually owe this money. The stakes are high. Tougher penalties for wrongful collection could force the industry to clean up its practice, like they should. But for now, millions of consumers remain stuck in disputes that drain their time, finance, and peace of mind. Yeah, like, that is not my top priority at this point. If I knew I owe you money, I probably would have just paid you. But you come at me years later, like, I got a life to live. Come at me with the proof, and you show the proof, then it should be easy for you to do wage garnishments. It should be easier for you to send me a 1099-C. Stop with the bullshit. Come on, let's be serious. As the numbers continue to climb, one thing is clear. The system isn't just broken for a few people, it's failing across the board. I completely agree. When you do debt collection, you guys have systems in place. We don't have systems in place. You guys have the resource. I'm very pro-business, but you just got to recognize the current climate that we're in right now. America is the land of the scammers, but that is it for today. So basically, if you are unsure about if this debt is actually yours, tell them to prove it. And you don't have to answer them. It's like me telling you, hey, you tell me like, hey, you owe me money. Well, you say, prove it. Now, I have my receipts. I have text messages. I do everything through Cash App. So I see cash in, cash out. If I can do it, they can do it. And they have a whole system. Everything's being documented. So let's stop the bull. All right, until next time, thanks for watching. Y'all be easy.